Hi everybody, it's Gary, and I am driving my truck from Tampa Air Force Base to the Fort Walton Beach, Florida area. This morning I moved my truck out of the RV park and put it in temp storage for a month. And excuse me, I'm just turning lanes here. Because as a requirement on MacDill Air Force Base, they can only keep your RV consecutively into the park for 180 days. And then you got to leave the park for 30 days before you come back. And so to play musical chairs, so to speak, I was lucky to get my RV into temporary storage on MacDill Air Force Base, which is another part of the base. And I put my RV there for 30 days. And then that will give me the golden key to come back into the park for another 6 months. So anyways, while I'm in this man without a house kind of position, I decided it would be a good time to go visit my mom and visit my younger brother for a few weeks. So as my RV sits in MacDill Air Force Base, I am en route to spend some time with them. And I will stay up in that area till, I think it's the 16th of September. And then I'll drive from there back to Orlando to my brother Jan and my sister-in-law Gail's. And the reason I'm going back on the 16th because they're going to be away that weekend, and they're not coming back till late in the day. So I'm going to try to come after they get home, so late that Sunday. And the very next day, Bo will come to my brother's house, and that late afternoon, Bo and I are going to take a trip to Las Vegas to do a little bit of gambling from I guess Monday evening, and then we come back on Friday morning. So basically it's 4 nights, but we're taking the red-eye flight Thursday night into Friday morning to get back to Orlando. So we'll basically have 4 days in Las Vegas, and so it should be a good trip, and hopefully we'll come back winners. So we'll see. And then shortly thereafter, the early part of the following week, I'm going to get my brother Jan to help me and come with me to Tampa so he can help me to get that RV moved out of storage and back into its location, and to help me maybe fix a few things, some issues I have, and he's so mechanically inclined that I could use his help. I'm having some little electrical problem that he may be able to fix, and a couple lighting issues, and a few other odds and ends of switches and stuff like that. And he's so smart in that category that I could use his help. So hopefully that will work. And so I should be back in the park 26th or 27th or 28th of September. Somewhere in that time frame is when I plan to get back in the park. And I'll be good there for another 6 months, and we'll go from there. And the reason I'm staying over there versus, going to Patrick Air Force Base for the winter this year is because, one, the RV park over at Patrick did a real number last year on my RV. A lot of rust, a lot of corrosion issues, which I don't want to get more of that happen this year. So I guess that salt water really hit it pretty well where I was positioned on the in the park near the water. And it is a little more expensive over there, and of course it's a smaller town. And even though I did things over there, seemed like I'm doing more over on St. Pete, Tampa area, and other than Bo being on the other side, which is a shame, at least she comes to visit me or vice versa. So we still keep in touch, but don't do as many the things I was doing with her over there. And actually, if I was on that side, I could do more of that. But still, I'm trying to meet all kinds of different people and do different things. So she understands. And obviously, also the VA hospital is bigger in Tampa. And with all the issues I got going on right now, I need to be in a place that I can be cared for with my urologist, et cetera, to take care of these issues that I got to deal with at some point when I come back. And this is kind of rewind, this drive that I'm doing right now, going from Tampa to my brother's in the Fort Walton Beach, is because last year, the day before Terry's 57th birthday, Terry and I were actually pulling the RV from Pensacola through my brother down to Tampa here so he could start getting treatments at the Moffitt Cancer Center. So we were en route, And I remember he did a blog while he was sitting in the car in the passenger seat, telling everybody that he's moving, he's looking forward to getting, different treatments and that kind of stuff, and it was hopeful, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is kind of a trip in reverse. Well, actually, God, it's actually a year and a half in reverse when I think about it. I'm all confused because, his 1-year anniversary is coming up on Saturday, and that would have been before this, so it's almost a year and a half, actually. So, I actually got to see my mother, and my younger brother was at the Christmas time when we had Christmas at my brother's. So, this will be the first time I've seen my family since Christmas, actually. And if you recall, that was the day after Christmas that Roxy my dog, had drowned in the pool. We were out to dinner, and then, of course, they left on the 27th to go back to Fort Walden Beach area. So it was actually that was the last time I saw him. And in fact, when I go back to my brother's this year, I'll actually get to see Roxy's little grave, because he took Roxy back with him that time to bury her in his backyard, because I had no place to put her. I didn't know what to do, so he buried it next to his doggy, and so she's there, so I'll get to see Roxy as well. But anyways, as I'm driving here, even though Terry is not with me physically, I did happen to bring, and I'm going to try to pick this up while I'm driving here, I did happen to bring my little bag, the one that's the yellow canary named Terry, and that was the one that Jody had drawn shortly after Terry died, when I wrote that poem, A Yellow Canary Named Terry, and that we did that kind of concerted effort together. And then those bags were done, I think it was in the month of July, for World Watercolor Good Cause. And so that's the little bag that I bought that Jody had sent through that agency for that good cause. And it's a special meaning to me because obviously the Yellow Canary Terry is on the bag. And inside that bag, by the way, is part of Terry's remains. When Terry was cremated, and I sent sent half of his ashes to his mom's, and little baggies of ashes basically for his siblings. I kept a couple of them besides the portion of ashes that I have of Terry in my urn, and I had a couple extra ones done as well so that I could give them to my two brothers, and I've actually never done that. They've been sitting there in the RV, so I figured I'd bring one to my younger brother, and also because Terry's 1-year anniversary is this Saturday, it's nice to have some ashes with me in the car, so to take along with me. So anyways, even though Terry's not here physically, and I think back to the year and a half or so when we were driving in the opposite direction, at least I know his spirit's with me, and I got some ashes with me, and I got my yellow canary named Terry little bag with me, and it's all sitting on the passenger seat, so it brings me a little bit of comfort in the interim, and that's about as best as I can do. So anyways, I'm going to cut this off right here because I see it's 3 minutes and 35 seconds, and I don't want to bore you with too long of a video. So I'll send this out hopefully tonight while I'm at my brother's, if time permits. Take care. Bye-bye.